because this is an interesting discussion worth having when we're talking about reviewing. Would you agree that when you're reviewing something, it's easier to be negative on the thing than positive?
Yes. When
Okay.
I first started reviewing, I was almost exclusively negative on stuff. I found it was so much easier to complain about something than to talk about something positive.
Exactly. And the reason for that is it's easier to see what's not working about a piece than to see what's working about a piece. And what a lot of people don't understand about critiquing and reviewing is pointing out a plot hole or a contrivance does not automatically make the thing bad, no matter what CinemaSins will have you believe. Just you can point out mistakes or whatever, but that does not have an effect on the piece as a whole. I talk about this with Steve quite a bit, but good is not a fucking ratio. You're not allowed so many mistakes in a movie before your movie stops being good and starts being bad. It's the concept of, all right, imagine in your head a big empty beach and there's a gigantic pile of sand, right? Like a mound of sand.
Yeah.
Okay. Now imagine also taking a clump of sand from your feet, right off the ground next to your feet, in your hand, and then putting that back down in a clump. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is a mound of sand?
Well, they both are.
Yeah, but which one is would you look at it and go, okay, that's a mound of sand, and which one would you look at and say, probably not?
The big one.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a determination somewhere along the line, and you could make mounds of sand of progressively smaller size of a range of sizes till you have just a fucking line that goes, and you're not going to be like, okay, this one's not a mound and this one is, and this is the distinction right here. It's a spectrum thing, right? It's just at a certain point something is outweighed by its bad to good, but it's not a direct fucking ratio. You don't get a fucking counter. Everything, no matter how good it is, everything has conceits that you have to buy, contrivances that have to happen to make the story work, and just errors of things. I feel like Picard got his captainhood in the academy, whereas Kirk was a field promotion kind of thing, and that's not how it is in continuity. Actually, I think it's the exact opposite, but still.
Yeah, it is the exact opposite. But yeah, Picard is like an 18th century naval captain just flying in a spaceship instead of an old wooden battleship in the British Empire. Mm-hmm. And Kirk is very much like you said. He's that boots on the ground kind of soldier at arms that you want to follow behind, like a space Captain America.
Yeah, and maybe that's why I like '09 a little bit more, is because he gets the field promotion there, and it just feels so natural in that way. It doesn't quite earn it in the same way because it's given to him because the dude trusted his dad or whatever, but still, it feels more natural that he gets that field promotion to captain and then holds on to it because that's where he's meant to be. It's here, and it just makes it feel like things are happening, and it makes it feel natural, but ultimately the dialogue doesn't give you anything.
The problem with that technique is it works first time, but if you repeat watch something, you notice it more and more.
Yeah, that's a good point. Going off X-Men, we recently did a review of the first 3 X-Men films on the main show, and there's that whole sequence where the military is getting ready to take on Magneto at Angel Island. They dub in generic military commander voice telling all the soldiers what to do, pick up your plastic weapons, remove all metal, all dog tags, and then you realize the shots, you never see the guy saying all this. That's all there just for the audience. So I don't know, it's interesting when the ways it can be used, because it can be used like that to provide really cheap exposition, so that you don't have to be a good director to visually convey what's going on. Or it can be used here where it's just to make it feel more natural, like things are just happening more, in a natural setting where, yeah, guys are gonna come across a murder scene and be like, all right, this is all pretty fucked up. I don't know what's going on here. Like that's, I don't know, that just, it feels natural, but the visuals convey everything you need to know, which I thought was really cool.